Okay, so we have, but well, thank you so much. We are so happy that you take your time to join our meeting this afternoon. We feel that the development educators are, we need to mobilize the development educators because, as you know, this is another development issue that we need to address in our credit union. The environment has changed a lot because of this situation. Before COVID-19, we usually travel and we usually serve our members door to door. And probably, this time it would not. We need to limit that kind of connection with our members. So this is something that we want to discuss with you. ACU has put together a one credit union business solution. It's called the business solution number 27, and that is what we want to share with you this afternoon. I would like to recognize that. Thank you very much from our friends from New Zealand, Marianne. Please give our regards to Masina as well. We all know that New Zealand has been very successful in combating the fight against COVID-19, and so Marianne, joining us here would be very helpful for us because I think we can learn a lot from the New Zealand experience. I also would like to also recognize Drew, and Paul also is with us. Thank you very much, Paul, for always joining our DE and meeting them again. We also have Ella, and of course, I do not want to mention, we have a lot from the Philippines, Eva, Luz, Jazz, Dindro, and from Indonesia, we also have Bedri. I do not want to make a roll call here, but I would like to, that those are only the names that I can see from my screen. So welcome to all of you. All right, so this is the agenda of our meeting today. Yes, we have the introduction and the logistics that I previously mentioned, and we would like you to go to the chat box, and you can just message us what are the challenges brought by COVID-19 to your credit unions. I know that there are so many, but I think on top of your head, what are the most important challenge that you face in your credit union? So Kamon is monitoring the chat box, and he will be feeding us those challenges that you shared. If we cannot address them, we will definitely address them after this webinar. I will have a 25 minutes presentation about the credit union business solution on the impact and responses of credit unions. And we will give you time. We have 45 minutes on the sharing of your experiences and what we can do as a development educator. And then we will have 5 minutes synthesis and closing. All right. The objectives of our this afternoon webinar is to create awareness that there is a tool that you can use to help credit unions analyze the impacts and responses to COVID-19. I think it's quite comprehensive, I should say. And this will be a guidance for credit unions rather than reinventing the wheel. I hope that this tool can help credit unions, particularly our DEs who are general managers of their credit union or CEOs of their credit union. This will be a good start for you to prepare your business continuity plan. And as a development educator, our objective here is also for us to identify what ways we can help our credit union and our members. Why is it? It's because for a fact that there's a lot of people and there's a lot of businesses that stopped declaration or have been affected by this health crisis. I think the response of the credit unions, what we think is that we really need to create an awareness, health awareness, that is to protect and to prevent members from this kind of crisis. And security. Security is about, helping our members to get health insurance. I'm sure that in the developed country, this is not an issue, but it's an issue in developing countries. The government do not have sufficient, resources to cover for the health costs of their citizens. And so, to become resilient, our members should be able to prepare health insurance and also protect themselves against this virus. Another one is the members' ability to pay. This has been affected by the members, especially the members who are who are daily wage earners, the members who are in the MSMEs because they are closed down, the members who are farmers because they cannot sell their goods, their produce to the market during the lockdown, and particularly in the Philippines, it's still locked down. The door-to-door service of the credit union, it was stopped, particularly Nepal and Philippines, and I'm sure Indonesia as well. And the price increase that, increased the cost of living of our members. So our suggestion in here in this document is that we really need to look at the financial counseling as part of our service to our members, because our members should be able to prepare for emergencies. And being able to prepare for emergencies as having at least 6 months emergency fund in their savings account, 6 months of their family expenses in their emergency fund that is deposited to the credit union. So this is the financial resiliency of members. So that's the reason why we have a lot of chaos in the community, because our people in the community are thinking it's the responsibility of the government to feed them. We have seen that in many countries where people are relying on the credit union support or help to feed them during the lockdown. So it's very important to counsel the member. You need to have emergency funds so that in case of emergency, you are not worried about how to survive. We need to also look at how can the credit union facilitate the selling of members' produce during the lockdown. It's not only during the lockdown, but I think we need to be very good in value chain promotion in our credit union. It does not mean that we need to be marketing the products of the members, but we need to have to look into the value chain promotion. We need to reach out to the members, because the survey was saying that the members are in stress during this time. They do not know what will happen next. They do not know whether they can go back to their work. And so we need to reach out to them. We also need to hear saying that business development services has to be put in place in the credit union, because after the COVID, the chances of them getting employed in the companies or in the enterprises would be less compared before. And so we need to promote the creation of jobs through small and medium enterprises. So we need to business development services should be part of the lending of our credit unions, especially in the developing countries. The digital channels is another issue, because I'm sure that even as you have your ATMs, you have your credit cards, you do not want to touch notes and coins. when you buy something from the market, because it's also a carrier of virus. So during the lockdown as well, we need to be able to access our accounts, and this is only can be done through digital channels. The response is we need to discourage dependence on cash, and then we need to also train on digital literacy for credit union. We need to really have a cash flow projection and short-term liquidity funding from the Federation if it is necessary, because we cannot tell to the members you cannot withdraw the money because you do not have fund. This is very important. For the digital channels is that we need to integrate digital literacy, which as I already mentioned earlier. We need to require staff to use digital channels where it is available. We have talks with the National Federation on looking into really acceleration of the digitization of the credit union system. On the lending, we really suggest that we need to avoid granting new loans if they will create more indebtedness to members. But we need to lend to support businesses and farmers. We also need to look at and review the lending processes because it definitely have been affected by this crisis. There's a lot of situation that's not applicable maybe, so we need to have a review on that. We need to integrate business development services in our lending because I think we need to focus on creation of more of jobs because there's a lot of people who lost jobs. On the portfolio quality of your credit union, we need to establish scenarios on the number of members and loan amount affected by the crisis. So these are the only members who are entitled to moratoriums or renegotiation. It's not a blanket moratorium for all the members, but it should only be for the members who are really, whose sources of income have been affected by the health crisis. On the savings, we recommend to look into your services on financial counseling and financial literacy training for members so that they would be able to build their emergency fund. On the revenue side is that to explore new loan offerings that promotes MSMEs and provide services that support value chain promotion for members' business success. If the credit union has an external borrowing, maybe we can recommend them to renegotiate existing external funding and access grant fund if available. For operational capital is to reduce expenses as much as possible and considering postponing capital expenditure. Okay, this is one, maybe a lesson that we can learn. It's really very important for the credit union to have capital adequacy. If they have capital adequacy, for our case, it's only it's only what we are saying is 10% ratio to the total assets. And this is the financial cushion in times of crisis. Just like the members have 6 months family expenses in their saving account, the credit union also need to have this financial cushion, which is 10% reserves or institutional capital to the total assets. For the governance, we need to ensure that the board can perform their oversight functions during this crisis. And the board of directors need to ensure that the credit union has put in place a business continuity plan. And for the legal compliance, I am sure that you are adhering to this, adhere to the regulatory guidelines of the regulators and government, and provide feedback to the Federation on the regulatory advocacy that we need to negotiate with our respective regulators. The lesson that we can learn, we can offer here is that, you know, when if the credit union will become resilient if we have this too. But we have a financially literate membership because if your members are not financially literate, they are coming to your credit union just to get the loan. And then, and usually the members who are financially illiterate, they are the ones who are not paying the loan on time.
It's all changed as well again. What else is there? Keeping our staff, connecting with them, making sure they're all right, working from home, our members as well. So we use a lot of the social media as well to connect with the members. So that's another tool that we use. Our website and sending emails out was one of the things that we did.
Okay, thank you very much, Marian.
That's all right.
Yeah, oh, Masina is also here. Welcome,
Is she
Masina.
here? Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Martina.
Hi.
Yes, hi there.
Hey, girl.
It's good to see both of you.
Yes. I haven't seen her for a while. She's working from home as well. So.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, just to
Okay,
add
and
on to what Marianne has was saying
okay,
as well.
sure.
Just so we've actually started implementing hardship options to our members as well, just to kind of, I guess, reiterate that we are here to support them through these unprecedented times. So yeah, so we have definitely kind of had some sort of continuity plan in place, and also hardship assistance was made available to those members to kind of apply to assist them during these tough times as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I am interested to hear from you guys what we can do as a development educator. I'm, you know, I'm sure that in different capacity, we can do something different. We can create a differential. I mean, we can really be of help. How can you share with me any thoughts on that? Hi, Luz. I think you want to say something, Luz. Good to see you.
Hello, Lenny.
Yes, hello, Luz.
Nice to see all of you also. In our case, we specifically in our area of operations, we distributed food packs and masks to our members. And right now, our cooperative becomes now the trading area of our member farmers with their produce. And the neighboring houses just gets into the office to get their sources of vegetables produced by our members. We also have challenges in withdrawals because our banks are about 100 kilometers away from us, and the challenge is the checkpoint. However, we are now trying to open an account with a digital banking bank that we don't have to go there to track business. So this is also an online banking that we will adopt with our members, hopefully. And then the withdrawals, we were able to serve withdrawals and loans. Our savings and credit operations are still flowing. We're serving also the transactions of ATM and POS operations of the for peace in our country. So everything is on the new normal. We are utilizing our facade. We cannot offices. So the window sections is being utilized. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luz. I hope you're safe over there. Yeah, and I would like to,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. Be safe until we see each other again.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I know that Dindo is here. Dindo.
Hi, good afternoon, Ma'am Lenny.
Yes, Dindo.
So, yeah, yes, for NATCO, especially on consultancy, the situation is that we have alphabet soup of ECQ and GCQ and so on and so forth. But what basically means is that people movements are restricted. You cannot go to other places and you have to stay home for most of the period. So the effect for that, the cooperative is that, of course, they have to stop operations, especially in the beginning of the quarantine period. And now that some areas are opening up, they are like reduced capacity to accept members in their offices, and of course, a reduced capacity for the workforce to go out and do some collection and promotion activities. So and of course there is a ever-changing regulation from time to time in the Philippines. So what we do in the consultancy is that we keep abreast of the changes, and then these changes we guide our member cooperatives. And then just recently I was so what that means is that we maximize the use of uh, technology like Google Meet and Zoom and so on. And then, but in my case, since I'm a newly designated Access Brand Management Officer, um, we did not stop in promoting to the cooperatives to maintain the standards so that at the end of everything, while we're facing these challenges still, uh, the more that we need to be relevant, the more that we need to be responsive to the needs and to the ever-changing needs of the members. At the end of the day, everything is for them. Everybody is affected, but just the same focus on what is important and focus what is the reason for our being, and that is for the membership of NATCO and for the membership of NATCO's members. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dindo. Can we hear from Indonesia, Bedri? Bedri, can you hear me? Yes, Bedri, salamat. Salamat siang. Am I correct?
Selamat siang. Yes, you're correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, this now we are work in the office again. Then still facing pandemic. Well, in our country is not ready to face the pandemic in Philippines. I guess in here we are have much problem, I guess. So still, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bedri. Yes, Bedri, we can hear you. Yes, Bedri, we can hear.
No, 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 no. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a bad connection.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Vedri, for joining us this afternoon. Probably Ella will can share experience in Indonesia. Ella.
Hello. Yes, about this our situation in Indonesia is same with the others. Uh, we have already for 2 months work from home in our office, and about the we have some regulation about the lending and borrowing. Some member has need only pay for the interest, and we have reduced our office from 8 until 2 in the afternoon, and our staff is protected by mask and gloves. So we have the some regulation for member to should wash a hand before enter the office, and we have to temp our temperature for our body so we can make sure the member is healthy. And we have some other regulation about the COVID-19, and yeah, and we should make more attention to healthy in this situation, because we need in our country the increasing of the COVID is every day, extra, and so we should protect ours with some COVID-19 regulation. Maybe that's it from me, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ella. Kunanjit, do you like to say something, please?
Good afternoon to everyone. I think Ms. Lenny has already provided our standpoint why we are coordinating this meeting to make sure that everyone has a good network to see. We are very happy to see you also hearing that a lot of activity you have carried out. We have a more difficult time for credit union forever. Another one is it's not only 1 month, 2 month, at least a couple of years it's going. We have to find the ways to live. I think very good point. Even Paul and Miss Lenny mentioned reality check, because you might had a very big target, big goals. I think now it's entirely changed the world. We have to go back and see really what really happened to your members, and then you have to look at how it reflect to your business plan. I think that's what we call reality check. And then we have to find different way to do the business, and how you, I think always our concern, we go back to the roots of the credit union, not confine the credit union to grant the loan, to help the members to help themselves to and be a more managing their own money. I think that's a part of our business solution 27th will be help to launching in the grassroots level. Again, very when you say launching, that it's not a physically people are going. There are a lot of the channel to educate your members, and smaller way of the videos and chatting groups, connecting the people to, and ensure you always there to care. But care does not meaning giving additional money or giving some handout. It's not. To understand the reality and how to they improve their day-to-day life. I think with that I will stop, and maybe if you have any sharing experience, kindly share with us smaller video or photo. We would like to put the network. I think in this way, I think last word Miss Lenny mentioned, as a DE, I'm sure you have a job descriptions given by your hierarchy and system. Other than that, anything you have initiated within your community, these are the kind of projects work we really love to hear such activity. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Kundanjit. If I would imagine, what would be the learning for this webinar is that in case your credit union does not have the business continuity plan, we would like to request you to take the lead to present the document to your CEO or to your board of directors, so that you can have a very realistic plan on how do you identify the impacts and risk and response of your credit union. What is important now, as Mr. Ranjit have mentioned, is that we need to really focus on looking at the state of affairs of members, because that is where the credit union strength is coming from. If we are not focusing, if we are only focusing on institution, I think we are focusing on the wrong, how do you call, the wrong target. We really need to focus on the members, because it's definitely the members that has been affected by this crisis. So, there's a lot of things that you need to really identify on this area of responses with respect to the members' well-being. Eva, would you like to share something? Because Eva sent me a text. It's better to share with others as well, Eva. Eva? Eva is a CEO, so Eva? Can you hear me? Okay, while waiting for Eva, I would like to ask our friends from Nepal. Anyone from Nepal? Okay, go ahead. Your mic is mute.
It's good. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Basu from Nepal. Due to this situation, pandemic situation, Nepal also affected. According to today's record, 2,300 people affected by COVID-19 and 278 recover and they return back to home, and 2013 people they stay at hospital. And in this situation, our credit union, means our cooperative, also work regularly, but in the period 1 month period we can't go office and we could not do any activities. But nowadays partially our credit union open and we give the service to the member. And when I return back from the 23rd GE program, and I feel that we are very weak in IT technology, and I request to the all members of my credit union means cooperative, and we apply the new technology also. Nowadays we focus in new technology, and we convey with our members by online, through online, and we conduct many meetings in Zoom also. We use the Zoom app also, and nowadays most of our members are in our contact. It is so easy. When I learned from Miss Leni and Ranjit, I request to my other uh, friends, and they also cooperate to me, and our cooperative apply the new technology. Just before 5 days, we launched the QR code uh, by our president, and Mr. Paritas Paudel also, he launched the program QR code, and nowadays our members are very happy, and they are very exciting um to do the financial activities in our cooperatives, and we maintain the liquidity also. There is no any crisis in our office, but our member, they are in very crisis. We contact to them, and we want to conduct the fintech education program also.
Right,
And yeah,
put her screen.
yes, please.
Mm. I have opened Miss Eva.
Any problem?
Please go ahead, Basu. Are you done?
Oh, uh, and nowadays we use the digital channel, and we are working from office, but some members and our staff also are not here. They are far from our cooperative, and they are working from their house by using online countries. But nowadays in our country, the COVID affected people are increased, and day by days. I think this is the more danger period for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Eva is ready now. Eva?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, Eva, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, go
Good
ahead.
afternoon. May all of us are well. For this COVID-19 here in Sacdeco, all has been literally or really affected by this pandemic. First, during we closed our offices. All our offices were closed for almost 2 months. We did working from home arrangement, and all our staff were given this. Though we are not really ready for a work from home arrangement, and we were not also ready for this pandemic. We had our BCP, but never in our BCP manual we find pandemic. So what we did is, first we arranged, we did write on some procedures on what to do on our work from home, and gradually craft our contingency plan addressing COVID-19 in particular. For our members, we did also a survey And as of date, we have only 490 respondents who responded to the survey. And it was seen that the most affected sector of our membership are the SMEs. Those who have little income, less 10,000 per month, are the most affected. Those who own sari-sari store, small businesses really. And also the next that are affected are our farmers, small farmers and fisher folks. Actually, their number one concern now is loan repayments, wherein our government also in the Philippines give a 30 days moratorium. But for SACDECO, we gave our members 60 days. Actually, our 27 offices are now open, but on a limited movement, especially on the part of Pangasinan, wherein COVID cases is increasing. Actually, we have one case here in Santa Cruz, wherein SACDECO main office, head office is located. For our SACDECO as a whole, our number one focus now is connecting with our members. Telling them that we are here. We are ready to listen and to serve them. Withdrawals is not a problem. It's not so much for SACDECO members. And even loan is not so much. But what SACDECO did is, because working capital is also a clamor for our members, we customize a product for additional working capital for those who really lost income during the ECQ period and even up to the first half of May. Because it is only now that our province is under the modified GCQ. Our loan portfolio is really affected. It's too high. It's really high. And also our surplus was hardly hit. Our focus now, besides our members, how we can serve really our members, but also how we will rebound also for our net surplus. It's really a challenge for the whole institution, challenge to our members, how we can help them cope up and rebound from this crisis. Until now, we are still communicating with them that we are here. Actually, we are now having our services doorstep because they cannot easily come to the office because some are restricted. Many are senior citizens also, where in some areas in our area of operation, they are not yet allowed to go out. So we also have, actually we replanned already for our 2020 plan and budget. We already revised, but considering only 60 days that we did not open. But for the 60 days, it has a lot of impact on our operation because this is the peak, really, the month of the peak of our operation, especially in our Pangasinan branches. Okay, so that's all for SACDECO. We are working hard for our members. Hopefully, they will be able to rebound. Because the result is being seen in our loan portfolio quality. For savings also, we already have our emergency savings, and we are really promoting this. We have our emergency savings, and hopefully this is the time that our members and also us, the staff and the officers of SACDECO, will realize the importance of savings. Thank you, and be safe, everyone.
Thank you very much, Eva. Great. That was a very great sharing on your part. Thank you so much. I can imagine because I know that your credit union, your cooperative is situated in the very rural area, isn't it? SACDECO is actually catering most of the members who are located in the rural areas.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, yeah,
We
this is
are
what I'm
located
saying.
countryside.
Yes, countryside. And so the credit unions serving the rural population and those whose income are not coming from employment, you are
Yes.
the most hard hit of this health crisis because I could understand that majority of your members are actually below on the poverty line or even below poverty
Yes.
line.
Yes.
So
Small farmers and fisher folks.
exactly, and so I'm sure that you know some of you are also in that kind of field of membership in your credit union, and those credit unions will definitely have to look into helping members to bounce back. Is that right? So
Yes.
this
Yes.
is very, very important for credit unions whose field of membership are like employees and mostly employed and middle class. I am sure the impact is not very much as compared with the credit unions serving the rural population, where their members are deriving income from farming or from agriculture or from small and medium enterprises, and they are laborers. Those are the most hard hit credit unions.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks very much. I think I like your sharing because that is the reality. Okay,
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, and be
you're
safe.
welcome. Okay, I'm sure that you still all remember the SDG that we talked about in the DE workshop. The SDG. I would like to highlight this to all development educators because the number one goal is poverty alleviation. We do not forget that because in this situation, the poverty in the world will really increase. Let's not talk about the world, but let's talk about your communities. The poverty in your community will definitely rise. So the more the credit union has to work hard. Having said that, I would like to ask Jazz. Jazz, you are in the MyCo-op in NATCO. Jazz, what can you say about it? Yes, Jazz. Good afternoon.
Well, for our part for the micro service for NATCO, we crafted early on during our work from we're still working from home. The BCP or the business continuity plan of our partners so that they will be able to have a guideline in the work from home arrangement or even the for them to be able to still get a hold of their members, even though the operation is temporarily stopped, and as well as for them to be able to have something to get back on when operations again will be opened, or I mean their office will be opened. We provided portfolio risk management guidelines. That way they can be able to help their members with their concerns, especially with their loans with with the cooperative. Some efforts of the MyCoop service as well was we still have our regular ManCom meetings, virtual ManCom meetings and learning sessions that so that they are still updated with government regulations regarding the lockdown or the quarantine or the ECQ. Most of our partners now have a regular operation. Some are still an not, I mean, 50% workforce, some 100% operating, and so far, most of their concerns are with the liquidity. It's not that there is an influx of members withdrawing their savings. However, they need to start over again their businesses. So most have to have a higher liquidity for them to be able to help the members in their loan requirements. But so far, everyone is coping up. We have to, just as they say, life goes on. But as we as we rebuild the businesses of the members, the co-op must be really there, always be there to help them financially. It's just how do I call that? Most of our members, most of our partners, members of our partners don't have the emergency savings. So that's why if our partner has a problem with liquidity, they really need to request for funds from our federation. So I'm glad that NATCO, although NATCO has still the fund for that, for the small cooperatives through our program or the MyCoop service. It's really important that cooperatives or federations are there for their primary co-ops in this time of this pandemic. So that's all, ma'am. I hope everyone is safe and we can all bounce back before the year ends.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jess. Is there anyone who would like to say something or would like to share? That's all? Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for participating. I hope that you find the document valuable to you. If you do not have if you do not have business continuity plan, this will definitely help you to go through the process of thinking, because the areas that we have we have actually incorporated in the credit union business solution are things that you need to go through when you are preparing a business continuity plan for your credit union. I'm sure that this will be helpful for the National Federation staff, like for example, for Jazz and for Dindo and for the other development educators. So if there is anything that we can really assist you, please message us in your group chat. The 21st and 23rd also, they have their own group chat on Facebook. So we are always visiting that and we are always looking at any message that you have, or if not, you can email us directly. There's no problem. We want all the development educators to still feel that they are doing their job in your own community, even no one is telling you to do. we want you to be always a development educator at heart. And always do not forget the development issues that we shared with you, because it is still existing, and it's still an issue that we are still we are still confronting in our own locality and all our credit unions. So we are very concerned about now that poverty will increase in our community, and the credit union has a very important role to play on that. So I hope that our development educators will be part of the solution. How can you be part of the solution is that by educating our board of directors. It's not about, it's not about always granting loans to the members. It's about teaching the members how to work hard and how to earn money and how to save that money for their future and how to build their wealth, so that in times of crisis, they are not depending on someone else. So what is happening now, we have seen a lot of people depending on someone else, depending on the government. Particularly, I am a Filipino. I know what's happening in Philippines. The people are fighting with the frontliners and the security guard because they wanted to go out for work, because they wanted to go to their job, because they do not have money to feed for their families. Even the local government, even the credit union are feeding the families in our communities because they do not have money to survive. So we do not want that to happen to our members. And I hope that you will be an instrument to tell this message to our credit unions and to our board of directors. Our friends from developed countries, I'm sure that this is not an issue to you, but this is a big issue in developing countries. Especially credit unions are really reaching out the low-income people. Yeah. So with that, if there is anything, one more, Sir Paul, would you like to say something?
No, nothing. Just to concur with your comments, Lenny, and just to say, guys, and it's just as much in danger in so-called developed countries as developing countries, complacency. As the communities are opening up and we go back to work and our members are able to assimilate back to their work, everyone's going to be very complacent. But until they get a vaccine, that's the only way we're going to stop this. So please impress that upon your members, impress that upon your staff, and impress that upon your family to be very careful, stay safe, and do the job that you know you can do. Thank you very much for allowing me to be involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. Kunranjit? Kunranjit? Yes.
I think I want to say thank you so much, everyone. If you think it is useful, maybe we will have after another 3 months' time, have a round maybe chat, and you can facilitate. But kindly bring some notes on your own activity, which is a very specifically how you help to the COVID-19 affected your community. I think we would love to share with it. Thank you so much for joining again. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Kunranjit. And on the final note, we are launching again. We are releasing again another business solution, and that business solution is the Guide to Credit Unions on climate action on the SDG number 13. If you would see the ICA announcement, our International Year Cooperative theme, the theme of International Cooperative for 2020 is Cooperatives for Climate Action. And so ACU is going to launch this business solution, which will guide credit unions on what would be our climate action to participate to contribute to the achievement of SDG number number 13. The way I understand, most of the credit unions that I have seen is thinking that, protecting the environment is tree planting and recycling. It's more than that. It's beyond that. So maybe if you feel that we need to have another webinar for the development educators, please suggest to us, and we are ready to do that for you, to share with you the business solution on cooperatives for climate action. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Keep safe, everyone, and hope to see you again. See you when we see you. Bye-bye.